Recording progress.
Morning, everyone. Because of the copyright licensing, so I cannot show you the YouTube, but nevertheless, you can still go to my lesson plan to take a look and click on the link, okay, if you want to. So now I'm going to the actual bootcamp lesson plan for day 2 today, all right? So yes, here we are. Okay, you've seen this, what Kobayashi has done. That means before his competitions, he's already start to plan. To plan for the competitions, it took him about few months to do it and analyze the things. So as we know that yesterday lesson, you need to have a discipline, right? True now. Xinyan, right? Xinyan, right? Jiarong, you need to have a discipline. Jiraiya, agree not Jiraiya? Right? You need to have a strong discipline. Then you must know how effective you're going to eat the sausage and hot dog and how efficient you're going to use the timing. 6 minutes or 3 minutes within 12 sausages and world record. We are talking about Sian, Guinness World Record. You know what's Guinness World Record, right? Hey, hello, excuse me. If you can eat like Sian, if you are 14 years old, you can eat 10 hot sausages within 3 minutes. You also can break a record. You know how much he earned from the competition? Few $100,000, if I'm not mistaken. And he won about 10 times. And then don't forget, Zhen Yue, after you won the competitions, a lot of advertisements, sponsorship came in to ask him to do a lot of sponsorship. He was 一个穷光蛋. He was so poor one day in Japan. He found this advertisement of Zihui and Jiarong. Then he decided to go for these competitions. Wow. And you know the rest is history. So same thing to you next year. Okay, it's up to you. So you have seen this guy, nothing, there's no shortcut. You see those Lao Wai, you see those Lao Wai kena competition as well. You see the way they eat the sausage and the hot dog. Different from Kobayashi, right? 所谓知己知彼，百战不败. I think this guy might have watched The Art of War, 孙子兵法. Okay, so what will you be learning and the takeaway for today's lesson? Why you must think creative. You see the word you must. I did not put why must you. So like yesterday we talked about you must and must you. Why is there a difference? So there's no difference. I leave it to you, right? So where you say that's the way how I thought. Okay, correct. Nothing wrong. I cannot fault you, right? So because you think that must, why must I? So this is a assurance. Why beside thinking creative, you must think like a freak. So look at Kobayashi. So lesson as taught you, right? I always like to bring real life example. Jiraiya, right? Jiarong and Zhen Yue and Xinyan. So why do we bring in real life example? Because we need to know that we don't just study on the paper itself. How can we use it in the real life? 所谓知你听过这句话吗？纸上谈兵，听过吗？听过纸上 Don't just talk on the paper, but must action speak louder than word. Remember? Okay, 智慧, this is called FISPOP, F-I-S-P-O-P. Xinyan, Jiarong, and Jiraiya has known this. Especially Jiraiya has known until Xian already get tired and sick of FISPOP. Who are the people who really think like a freak? Ladies and gentlemen, later we're going to go through a lot of examples. And to really want the purpose of this bootcamp is not just come here and study English. No, that will defeat the purpose. Correct now. I think you have enough. Uncle, please, for goodness sake. Okay, 不要弄到我的头发站起来. So we are going to learn more different things. Okay, so Zichen, if you are listening, okay, just sit back and relax, watch the video later on. So how to think creative and think like a freak? There will be an exercise and brainstorming later. And why? What have you? Not you have. What have you learned? So it's different now. What you have learned. No, what have you learned from today's lesson? I did not put what you have learned. Okay, I don't enforce you. I want to ask you. Hey, sorry, Sian, Zhen Yue, what have you learned? Okay, as you know, two of you is going to be sorry. I keep emphasizing the two gender, Mr. Tan and Mr. Lai. You're going to be very stressful next year, but it's good. Take away from that. Life is always full of stress. True now. Let's be honest. The past 2 years, I must salute to all of you here, especially 2 years ago, you all are P6, right? Correct now, Sian. I think you are the only, you're going to make history now. Zhen Yue, Sian, Zihui, Zichen, Jiraiya, Jiarong, and Xinyan. You're going to make history, you know why? Because you are the only first batch who went through COVID and put on masks, right? Correct now? Can you remember? You know how so freaking boring, put on mask and read the oral, and then you have to force yourself. You're so worried your examiner cannot understand you, cannot listen to you. But you've done a good job. Do you know, I think on that day, when you're doing your oral, you're thinking like a freak, right? How I'm going to impress and express myself, right? To talk to the examiner. 对吗, right? And you did it. Well done. So next time your children ask you, how daddy you did it during the COVID time by putting on mask, Hey, sorry, I cannot take it. When I was working in the kitchen the last few days, I put on the mask. I要偷偷拿 the mask 下来 breathe and put back again. Okay, hygiene purpose, right? To put on mask. I cannot take it. No, imagine 4 hours putting on the mask, can die except going to toilet. All right. So not easy, seriously. Oh, really? They allow you to remove the mask during oral? No, not that I know of, no. If I'm not mistaken, my secondary student, they don't allow to. Maybe they remove on the mask, they got all this a shelter, right? A shield, right? There's a plastic thing, correct now. Yeah, then they'll start to sanitize. 很麻烦, right? Then you have to take your temperature, all these things. You all went through a lot. See, ladies and gentlemen, the MOE Ministry of Education and come up to think like a freak, think of different ways to make sure that you are safe and sound and have a very smooth. Jia Rong and Xing Yuan, Jiraiya is called the AZ factor. Realize I use all the S, safe, smooth, systematic, correct now, and very structured, right? Okay, after the way you finish your oral, the next one come in, the next one come in. Very structured, very systematic. To make sure that you are safe and sound, and you are able to complete your PSLE with gusto, with good grades, with great grades, and you make it, no? It's just like, Zihui, just like you went through the World War II during the Japanese occupation in Singapore 的3年08个月，好像日本鬼子打新加坡这样，你 go through the hard life. Seriously, I tell you, Zihui, one day your grandmother, your grandchildren will ask you, 奶奶，你怎么 go through COVID? I believe, during your grandchildren times, there will be another pandemic or epidemic or another war one. Trust me, okay? In fact, you are more brave than the World War II, our great-grandfather. Because World War II, you can see the enemy. 对吗，郑烨? Right, the Japanese soldier is the enemy 嘛。可是在你这个年代, your enemy is the virus, invisible. You do not know who is your enemy, correct now, 郑烨? Right, the friend might be sitting beside you, got COVID and all these things, but you went through. So get it, huh? So let's go to the next slide. So this is the one. So are you ready to think like a freak? So you watched the 2 video. You saw there are a lot of video about think like a freak. If you want, you can type Kobayashi and you can see he went through a different type of competitions. Very marvelous. Now this one, I really urge you, Si An and Zheng Yue and all of you, Xing Yuan, Jia Rong and Jiraiya. Okay, Jiraiya, no, please go and get this book. If you do not have, go and Google it and type this. They got this PDF file, PDF. Very interesting. Guys, can I show our hand? Jiraiya, I know your daddy watch football, so I'm not sure the rest of you. Do you all watch football this recent World Cup? Yes, my favorite team is first one, Brazil, second, England, third, Germany, fourth is, very sad, my Italy is not in. And the last but not least is Japan. But I'm waiting, honestly, I'm waiting for China to go into World Cup. There was a last time the China went into World Cup, I supported them. Seriously. 你懂足球是 invented by Chinese, by China, 你懂吗？鸡蛋糕 how come you are not in the World Cup, 智慧？不对嘞，对吧？我们发明炸药，end up 老外在用炸药，不对嘞 something wrong, correct. So you watch the World Cup, right? It was really funny. Saudi Arabia won Germany, right? Right, and then Argentina lost to Japan, right, or something like that. You see, 这个是黑马, you know what's 黑马, right? So what did this soccer football World Cup taught us, Zheng Yue and Xing Yuan and Jia Rong? Okay? The DEF, discipline, the 3E, right, and then fail. If they fail, right, they fail to score, they fail to hit until finally the last few minutes won. And surprisingly, Iran also won Croatia or something 2-0. Last 2 minutes, Wales. Wales is one of the top football team in Europe. You see, never give up. Okay, Jiraiya, can you do an example? Stand up, please. Jiraiya, stand up. Stand up. Thank you. Thank you. Exercise. Okay, stand up. You stand up already now. You didn't stand up. Don't pretend. You never stand up. Okay, Jiraiya, stand up and try to sit down. So Si An and Zheng Yue, try to sit down means your buttock, your ass don't touch the chair. Either you stand or you sit, so don't try. Don't try to sit down. Don't use the word try. Take away the word try. No more try. Do your best. So like look at Kobayashi, he really did his best to go through this process. So you say, why I choose this book? The content is really motivating, as you can read, right? And increase your confidence. What can you benefit and learn from this book? It will create a brand new world of think wider, think better, and think more than just out of the box. The most important thing, number 3, what are the 3 things to take away from the book? Be yourself. Okay? So Ziwei, if some people say your hair very short, or Zian, your hair very short, or Jiarong, your hair very long, or Zhenye, your spectacle very old-fashioned, please, you don't own your life to that person. Okay? I wouldn't think that your parents will say, oh, your hair is so short, your hair is so ugly, your hair is so long, your hair is so nasty, messy, sorry. No. Your parents only care for your well-being. As long as you are happy, be yourself. Learn to take out challenge. Don't just face challenge. Next year, Set 2, it's going to be a lot of challenge. Especially some of you have got SYF. And if your teacher gives you a role, take it. Take this challenge. Why? Because when you fail, you start to know. Think of a new way to succeed. The key is don't give up. Remember Rich Ashley, son. You know, is that never gonna give you up? It's true, right? Never gonna let you down. So don't give up. And what you need to do is give all. Give in. Give everything except the word don't give up. Don't lose out. You only got one life, right? After this, you sayonara already. So when you die one day, at the age of 100 years old, enough, 100 years good enough, 100岁死掉 OK 了不错了是耶，100岁我们可以活到100岁已经很好了。当然我祝你长命百岁But one day, if 100 years old, we die already. What do we leave? You know what's legacy? You know what's a legacy? 文明百姓that means your name will last forever. Very good example. My favorite is Guan Yu. You know who is Guan Yu, right? Guan Gong, right? You see, until today, I'm a Christian, I'm a Catholic. I believe in Jesus, but in the whole world, I don't. Okay, I respect Lu Han and other Zheng Cao. Okay, you name it. Zheng Cao, Huan Zulan, all these people, or even the Gengxi's creator. I really respect them. But the most person I respect more is Guan Yu. 因为他很讲义气，他不出卖兄弟。这个义字因为为了那个义字，他而死而无憾。可是他为了兄弟而死 ，What happened? His name lasts forever. So I think this book is very good. If you want, you can Google it and type this book, and then download the PDF and read on your handphone or your PLD. Cannot download PLD, right? I don't think so. Cannot because it's government MOE, right? So maybe your own private computer or your private what do you call this tablets. Now you realize that this one is very good, children. Next year, Jiarong, okay, Jiarong, I know you are very worried for your literature, correct now. So Jiarong, this one is one way to help you in your literature. All right, so don't worry, Jiarong and Jiraiya and Xingyan. Okay, we'll talk more about it next year when you come for literature class. So don't worry about this. So this is just an idea, okay, of this book. Next. Are you a risk taker to be creative? If you want to be right, you must be willing to be unpopular, to be different and willing to make new challenges. That's number 1. Okay. If you not look at the brain sitting there, okay. So, Zhen Yue, you don't care what your friends say. Hey, the way you do things is not right. Things as long as Zhen Yue, you believe in yourself, Zhen Yue, you believe that what you think. Say you only think when you get paid to think, no, or you think because you want to learn more. Zhen Yue, is it because you think because you want to get A1? No, right, Zhen Yue. Because you want to be a better person, right? Zhen Yue. I can't see your face, very dark. I'm so sorry. I only say, better lah, so handsome boy. Don't make it so dark. Okay, so Zhen Yue, you see, observe how incentive drive. Incentive 就是对你什么好处. So Zhen Yue, next time if you want to motivate your children, okay, like my son like that. Okay, Jiraiya, you know, like Raiden, Jiraiya. So recently he want these few weeks I let him play Minecraft until crazy, you know, Jiraiya. So every time when you want to do something, I say, okay, Daddy will give you $5 to buy Minecraft things. So it's an incentive, right? Right? Incentive, Zhen Yue, to give incentive, then you will start to think, start to work hard. Nothing wrong. I think, sorry, this generation is the way of giving monetary money or in other ways to give you like time off to play your handphone or your computer. I'd rather, Zhen Yue, that you guys stay at home and play computer, play Genshin or Minecraft or Roblox. than to go out and loiter around and mix with the wrong company. Agree, Zhen Right? True not? Because Uncle Raymond is a police officer, I'm telling you. Okay, right. Jialong, I told you, right, recently I met Yi Bao, right, when he was playing basketball, right? And he told me that, you also play basketball, Jialong. Be careful, Why I say be careful? When you're playing basketball in an open area, when you put your bat at one corner, at least one person must make sure to take care of the bat. But make sure that one person looking after the bat, don't play a handphone and then without knowing it, somebody go to the bat there and stole the wallet. Okay, right? So I told you about that. And also, guys, playing basketball is nothing wrong, but playing with the wrong company who teach you how to smoke and end up taking drugs, good luck to you. Zhen, you know what happened, right? You'll go to prison. In fact, the boys will go to boys' home, the girl will go to girls' home. It's not nice, Okay? Don't ever fall into this smoking, glue sniffing, and taking drugs or even alcohol. No, seriously, you might think, no, it will not possible be, it can't be me. You never know. So the past thinking, number 3, is not always right. So remember, yesterday I taught you about learn, relearn, and unlearn. So what must I do? Sorry, what must you do to make it right? Conventional wisdom is often wrong, so letting go of it will make you better. So you see, doesn't mean 所谓不听老人言，吃亏在眼前. Yeah, this one is very true, right? Correct, right? But sometimes you have to understand, in terms of technology, children, you are always the forefront, number 1 than me, than Uncle Raymond. Even though I'm graduated in computer science and IT, okay, I'm not that good enough also, compared to you all, who can download the apps, who can use the computer, like tips of at your fingertips very well. So if you can use this in your computer skill, why don't you use it in your study skill? That's the purpose of this boot camp. Next. So think note of this THINK, think. So why everyone should think like a freak? Why beside thinking creative, you must think like a freak? Okay, that's the first PowerPoint slide, right? Okay, we have 5%, so 2% will not be able to read. So can I start with Zhen Yue, number 1?
Think like a child.
Yes, think like a child. Zhen Yue, can you still remember, Zhen Yue, since you are talking about number 1, I ask you, Zhen Yue, can you still remember when you are maybe primary 1, primary 2? Every time you come home from school, did you tell your parents what happened in school, what you did, or even talk to yourself sometimes? Yes? Sure have, right? So why can't you do it now? Sometimes you talk to yourself, you might learn something. No, seriously, Zhen Yue, hey, how come today in my class, these friends are not talking to me? How come my teacher, the way he teach is like that? How come today I'm not in the mood? Sometimes it's good to recall back and think like a child and tell yourself, oh, I think today I'm not well because this is it. I think today I'm very happy because I passed my test with flying colors. So I think my test today, I do well, but I think I still can do better. That's what a child always do that, correct now? When especially you all play Lego, right? Zhen Yue, you all play Lego? Lego? Sian, do you play Lego? LEGO, Lego? You play now the blocks? Used to, okay, now you're a big boy, maybe you don't. So Lego can help you to develop your creative thinking skills. Number 2, may I Si Yan.
What does it really mean to think outside the box? That's a great idea.
Thank you. So for this boot camp, thank you, Si Yan. For this boot camp, you not just for English, for the next few months until September 2023, Si Yan, how are you going to think out of a box for your other subjects as well? Okay, Si Yan, you have to ask yourself which subject is not strong. Remember, Si Yan, yesterday we got this climb model, the superior and the success ladder, the ladder, the ladder that you climb, right? So how are you going to think to be reaching to the superior level? How are you going to be the top level? So you must have a new idea. Maybe your math, your teacher came out on this formula. Can you find another way to beat your teacher another formula? Just like the Kobayashi, right? To find a new method. Okay. Now, please, for the next few days, guys, if you want to enjoy and play game, go ahead and play like hell. But when school start, study like hell. Seriously. Okay, because you will never turn back in 2024, go back to Set 2. You don't want to do that, right? If you go back to Set 2 in 2024, means you stay back already. You feel all your subject. You cannot think out of the box already. Number 3, may I have Jia Rong, please? Yeah, number 3, please. Sorry, I can't hear you. Lagging. One more time. I can do it. So redefine unsolved problems. So in your life, for the next 10 months, 9 months, we don't talk about December, okay? We talk about January, the 1st of January 2023. You really have to start pulling out your socks already. So for the next 9 months, Jia Rong, are you able to resolve those problems? For example, like say you are basketball, right? In a basketball. So you should know that whether you are good to play the attack or the midfield or the defense, or are you good in substitute, or is your stamina like this, like limited? So are you going to train your stamina by running on the treadmill or running near your park there for 2 kilometers every day, or build out your calf muscle, or build out your stamina? So are you able to solve the problems like for your English, for example, your comprehension skill or your literature skill or your science or history or geography? So you must have this attitude. I think I can do it. That's very important. Number 4, Sian.
Ignore boundaries. Nothing is impossible.
Yes. You look at the word impossible, Zihui, it's called I am possible. Right? You realize that I'm possible, short form. So you must think that it must be always be possible. If your parents think that, wow, when they give birth to you, wow, very impossible to raise out Sian. This boy are very naughty.头痛的伤脑筋. No, they never think of that. They think of how to make you as a leader, Sian. They never think that it's impossible to raise you out as a child. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, leaders, you know there are some of your classmates or your friends, or you've seen somewhere on the news, there are some, you know, the president charity, 紫薇，那些孩子放那个 tube 有些是中 cancer 对吗？有些要坐轮椅 right？ 有些讲话这样那种所谓的 special needs Hey guys, you thank God you are lucky, you know. I have relative, the 2 sons, one of them is like that. Every time he himself, the other one about around your age, I think 15 years old already. Every day have to feed him with tube tube 他不可以吃东西用 tube through the nose I tell you, but this relative, the mommy never give out, no. 无微不至Raining or day or rain or shine, every day wake up have to change his pamper. Can you imagine 15 years old still have to wear pampers? Can you imagine 15 years old, the mother has to bathe him? No? You will have just give up and throw him to an orphanage home, right? 对吗，子慧？子晨 if you are listening, 对吗？很可怜 right? So why are we complaining sometimes? If those parents can take care of their kids, why not? Jiraiya, your daddy told me when he went to Cambodia, you can check with him, Jiraiya. When your daddy told me in Cambodia, right, you know, your daddy next day is going for a volunteer work in Cambodia, right? He told me got one day the mommy was sleeping with the son on the, you know, those huts made of wood. And because below was flooding with water, one night the baby slept then fell into, you know, from the hut, no. And because it's water, next morning when the mommy woke up, he can't find the son. Then he looked down, he looked down like that. Because it's a hole, the baby floating 淹死了，不是吊死嘞，不是从那个屋那个压大屋掉下来撞到头死掉，是被淹死嘞。My goodness， 才3岁多而已嘞。I think check with your dad. He told me this. I will still remember this. So think about it. If you want to complain so much, the food is not nice, the things on the aircon is not strong, the hot, there are 8 million. I think Jia Rong and Xingyuan and Jiraiya saw some of my slide before, right? There are 8 to 9 million children in the world. Listen, maybe now it's 10 million because of COVID and because of war. 10 million children in the world are suffering. No parents. But they never give up their life. Next, may I have Jiraiya?
Be willing to say, I don't know. Keep asking and thinking.
I told you that when you talk to Uncle Raymond that time, don't use the word I don't know, right? But when you're talking to yourself, right, Jiarong and Jiraiya, hey, I don't know, like, oh my God, I think I better go and find an answer. Hey, I don't know this happened. I don't know why I feel, no. I don't know what happened to me. Then keep asking and think of a question, just like Kobayashi. Hey, I don't know how I'm going to win this competition. I better start to look through. Nothing is impossible. I better go and do to say that I can do it. I better have come up with great ideas. I better start to think of a plan of how to win the competitions. So, ladies and gentlemen, look at the pattern here. Think. Okay. Next. Wow, this is a good one. I would like you, who are the people who really think like a fit? My top 10 famous people. So guys, this is a little homework, guys, don't mind. I would like you to choose, okay, one by one. Who is out already? Okay, Zihui, can you read Thomas Edison, please?
Icon innovation and a collection of
Patents. Patent, that means copyright. That means he developed the light bulb. So nobody can copy his. That is his. So Zihui, if you imagine you come out a song, come out a toys, or come out an invention of artificial intelligence machines, then you copyright. Nobody can copy. If they copy you, you can sue them with millions of dollars.
over 1,000 inventions. His approach towards joint thinking, collaborating with other innovators, and always thinking positive came to light in his work and problem-solving thinking. I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Thomas Edison.
Well done. Okay, so Thomas Edison is actually really my inspiration. Remember yesterday we talked about AIM, the aspiration, the inspirations, and the motivations. In fact, this Thomas Edison is really my AIM, my aim. 10,000 Zihui, 我跟你讲Uncle Raymond will not know. Maybe I ever wrote songs 我自己写歌 Okay, but this is how I come in. So words to me is very easy. But if you ask me to do math like that, I tell you, 我可能进棺材了. I cannot take it. That's not my cup of tea, you see. So Zihui, since you're talking about this, I was referring to you, Zihui. So you see, you must have, being creative, create 3 I, write down, Jiraiya or Jiarong or Xingwei, can you help Zihui? Being creative, you must be innovative. Now, Singapore, you see, children, okay, we are talking about social study. Write down, please. This one is very important, in my opinion. If Singapore is not creative, you will not have investment, 对吗? You think your parents want to invest in Singapore if Singapore is not creative? Do you think I want to put my son, my daughter, Zihui in Singapore? I will not want to invest my time, my money, and my child in Singapore. I must well go to other country, investment. Second one, I want my son and my daughter, Zian, Zihui, Ziyue, Zhengyue, and Xingyuan, and all of you, Jiarong and Jiraiya, and Zichen. I want to involve my daughter, Zihui, to be in this country. You know why? Because I want my daughter to be innovative so that 她可以名列前茅. You know what I mean, right? 她可以do well in life. So remember, so that's because of this country is very creative. They have investment, involvement, and innovative. Take note, Okay, seriously, this creative can create all this, no? Because of you being creative, Zihui, that's why you are promoted to Set 2 next year. True not? Because you are creative enough to write a good composition, be in a Chinese competitions or English competition, because you involve every day to study, because you invest your time, your quality time, because you are innovative in your comprehension. Steady lah, brother. That's why you promoted. 对吗? 明白吗? Back to you, son. You look more like Sir Isaac Newton. So you're Sir Sian. Let's go. I like your smile, man. Very nice and charming. Go.
Greater knowledge came from Newton's achievements and understanding in science, finding inspiration from his home life surroundings, and now a new and a now famous yet simple apple tree. If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. Isaac Newton.
Okay. So this is to Jia Rong, Jiraiya, and Xingyuan. This is where I'm saying in 2023, we'll be using famous quote like this. If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulder of a giant. I will ask the three of you, what did Sir Isaac Newton say? You don't tell me, Uncle Raymond, sorry, I'm not Sir Isaac Newton, so I don't know what is he thinking. Okay, so you have to say, Uncle Raymond, what he meant is that if I were to be standing the shoulder of a giant, I can see the world even further. Then I'll ask you, Xingyuan, what do you mean by that? Because giant is very tall, Uncle Raymond. So when he's tall, you can see very far-sighted view. So you have a very far vision. So if I'm like the giant, if Sir Isaac Newton said, if I'm a giant, that means my visions, my goal objective will see bigger spectrum. I will know more things. Now you get it, Jia Rong. Okay, this is called the code. Jia Rong, are you there? Oh yeah, sorry, I thought you freeze. Okay. Is it a bit dark in your house? No light. Can you turn on your light now? Very dark, no? Okay. So thank you, Sir. So what Sir Isaac Newton, of course, is sat under the apple tree, right? Right, and then the apple dropped on him. That's why we found the word gravity. Can you imagine, Sir? He sit under a durian tree. 如果他坐在榴莲树，怎么砰？没有 Sir Isaac Newton 了，对吗？郑业 If you sit under a durian tree or jackfruit tree, I think sayonara. Okay, thank you so much. Last, next one. May I, Zheng Yue, Walt Disney.
He built an entertainment empire by turning his dreams and goals into reality through imagineering his own term, combining imagination and engineering. It's kind of fun to do the impossible.
Yes, Zheng Yue, I look at you, don't mind, maybe this is only 1.5 days with you. I look at you, you are a very nerd person. You know it's a nerd, very quiet study type. Okay, which is nothing wrong, Zheng Yue. It's good, Okay, in fact, all of you to be nerd is better than be naughty, but nothing wrong to be naughty also, nothing wrong. So in order for you, Zheng Yue, you must think of the impossible. I'm so sorry. Maybe in your school, Hwa Chong's, all everyone's are following the rules and regulations, must be this and that, nothing wrong. But in order to be to be rose among the thorns, Zheng Yue, you must in yourself sometimes do creative things. Think of a lot of things to make your study more interesting. If you really follow by the books like what you are in the IP, but both of you are Si An and Zheng Yue. As I told my IP student before, I'm telling you now, and the present IP student I have with my set 3. If you were to continue to think like that, cannot make it one. You must think, you must ask yourself the so then how, write down. So, is this the way I did it correctly? Then, is there another new method? How do I know whether this method I do it correctly? Same as Walt Disney. When he was drawing this mouse, he go around and ask people for sponsorship or investment. He was being rejected many times, countless of times. But he believed that his things. So Zheng Yue, the whole world don't believe in you, Zheng Yue, but I strongly believe your parents will believe in you, Zheng Yue. You know why? Because 你是他们的唯一的宝贝，不是说如果你有兄弟姐妹，不是说他们不重要哦，因为每个孩子都是 special 的，都是 unique 的。All right, so Zheng Yue, okay, you have to really now start to be thinking of impossible, think in a fun way. 不要把给自己太多压力。From the way I look at your face, I can tell you're quite stressed. I may be wrong. I'm so sorry, Zheng Yue. Right? Nothing to be wrong to be stressed because you want to be the top. You want to have the best. You want to do well. I love your attitude, your ABC, your attitude, behavior, character. But don't forget, Zheng Yue, never neglect your health. Okay, in my school life, I lost 3 students. 真的是死掉一个开枪打死自己。真的，因为他做警察嘛，报纸有出，他是 undergraduate， 一个吃错要死掉，妈妈不知道，一个给车撞死，有几个要这样 ，you know right， 割他的脉，割到进医院，割到有一个要进神经病院 ，very sad 哦，割嘞，思恩 ，do you know when she cut it's not one line it's this line this long。That means in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5， 好像和尚这样，很多洞。他妈咪I think Jiraiya will know他妈咪是那种吃了要吐的 ，cannot control one。 You think he eat a lot, very skinny. Then the poor thing on Zihui, the auntie died of cancer in US. The grandmother 奶奶啊，就是daddy 的妈咪中老人痴呆，他的妈咪的妈咪中breast cancer。Hello, is it very stressed? But you want Zihui, he make it to poly. Well done. Give her a clap. Yes, it was so tough for her. Really very tough. And I want to share this in this video. One of my good friends recently, a few months ago, died of cancer. A few years ago, my good friend just died because of concussion. Last month, the mother passed away because she had a fall and boom. And this friend of mine, she has throat cancer. Can you imagine? The husband passed away, the elder brother passed away, her mother passed away, and she got throat cancer. And her daughter is this year set 4 O level. And the son just went to army. I tell you, 只会崩溃啊. Now you understand why study is to make you stronger stress so they can take it. So you see, Zhen Yue, I'm not saying you or anybody here, or Jia Rong or Jiraiya. If the person cannot take stress, I told you before, Zihui, a few years ago, I want to commit suicide. I feel life is sucks. But later, thank God, because of the religion, faith, and something that I think I must continue to take care of my family. So you see, why I talk so long? Because it's nothing that is impossible in your life. If our great-grandfather can go through World War I and World War II and cultural revolutions and all the war, hey, to us nothing, no. True or not? Xingyuan, 对吗? You don't tell me World War II, you can do Grab food. Hello, can I have sushi desu ka? Ohayou gozaimasu. Oh, you want sushi or you want to udon? Or you want to sashimi? No, right. But now you are COVID at home, you still can get Grab food and do Zoom at home, right? During World War II, your grandparents got no chance to study. They're running for their life. Come on. Walt Disney isn't the only one who is known for animation. Take a look at other awards of nomination anime. So you say anime. You see, last time when you want to buy China product, everyone say, yeah, lousy, no good, throw away. Use do few months, no guarantee, sucks, man. But today in front of me, I got Lenovo made in China. I got Oppo made in China. I got Xiaomi made in China, except my car, Japanese car. I'm waiting for a China electronic car. You know why not? Not because you all are from China, I support you. No, because I'm from China. My ancestor is from China. I'm a Chinese, even though I'm a Singaporean. You remember the words are Sian, R-O-O-T. The roots. Where you come from? Yin Shui Shi Yan. Number 4, Albert Einstein, one of my favorite. May I have Jiraiya?
He constantly challenged notions, not only his own but those that came before him, to reach revolutionary new ideas. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere.
I like this. I love this. 1 + 1 is 2, right? 子慧, Sian, Zhen Yue. 对吗? You cannot change it. 子晨, 对, 1 + 1 you can say, no, mommy. Can you imagine your son, Zhen Yue? No, mommy, 1 + 1 is 3. Because you and daddy make me, 3, yeah. Okay, 子慧, nothing wrong, In terms of creative, your son very good, correct? 对吗? 没有错. I think your son can send him for creative class already. Can improve to become Albert Einstein. No, cannot be Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein is an E = mc² mathematics. He can send him for Walt Disney already. 对吗? Right. So you see, Thomas Edison, Isaac Newton, and Albert Einstein are all mathematicians usually. So they must, but you see, as Albert Einstein is such a genius in math, he really tells you imagination takes you everywhere, no? Let me tell you a true story. My friend was in NUS last time. One of his professors told him this story. One day, when Albert Einstein went for a charity function, one mother saw him. Oh my goodness, you are Albert Einstein. Hey, tell me, how can my son like you be so creative and wow, genius? You know what he said to the mom? Let your son, the imagination to run. Wow. He said, then the mom was looking at him. No, you have to understand, Sian, Zhen Yue, Jia Rong, Jiraiya, Xian. Zicheng and Zihui. That was in the 1950s. When that one you're not sure, right? 1950. But now you tell people like that is understand. Then later you say, may I have your telephone number, Sir Albert Einstein? You know what the Albert Einstein say to the mother? Can you go and collect? No. So can you go to the telephone directory and look for my name, Albert Einstein? Zihui, the mother was shocked. Excuse me, you are a genius and you can't remember your telephone number. You know how Albert Einstein answer her? Excuse me, ma'am, do you call yourself? True. Zihui, do you call yourself? Hello, can I speak to Zihui? Yes, I'm Zihui. How are you, Zihui? I'm fine, Zihui. You think you TikTok? Got 2%. So, Joraya, you know what Albert Einstein say to the mother? These are all small things. I can't be bothered. My brain reserve more important things. Get it? Very interesting. So, Jiarong, Joraya, and Xingyuan, this is what 2023, the lesson will be something like that. We're using code to motivate you guys to do, and then you guys have to come out your own code. Steve Jobs, I don't like Apple products. I will never buy an Apple products in my life, but that doesn't mean I don't like Steve Jobs. Let's be fair. Okay. May I have Xian? Xian, your turn. Steve Jobs.
And an entrepreneur and
Well done. You
visionary.
pronounce an entrepreneur. That's right. Entrepreneur means businessman. Okay, let's go.
And visionary in technology, changing the way people use computers in their daily everyday life. Introducing the personal computer revolution, introducing the iPod, iPhone, and iPad. He was an innovator funding the creation of I can't see it.
You don't see where is it? Okay.
Of Pixar initiating a development in the visual effects industry with the first computer animated film.
Yeah, you see? Creative is just connecting things. Right now, creativity is just connecting things. Seriously. Without, you see, Uncle Raymond's for this boot camp, all of you listen, is to improve your brain power so that you can think for all your subject and your life, not just English. All right. So without creativity, you're beefing up, you're allowing your brain to do a gym work, exercise your gym. Okay. Like Uncle Raymond go to my gyms. Only recently I don't go. So creativity is just connecting things, which is true. Without this creativity, so like remember yesterday we talked about numbers and words, right? 对吗, Sian? We all choose words is more better than numbers. It's true, because words will be impressed and expressed with a various number of ways. All right. Now, next one, Mary Carins. May I have Jiarong?
Which one?
I can't hear you, sorry. The first one.
Hmm?
Can you be a bit louder? I can't hear. I don't think we, the first woman. Marie Curie.
Oh, Marie Curie, the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, the first person and the only woman to win a Nobel Prize twice in two different fields. She paved the way for with her discoveries and breakthrough ideas. Her determination and dedication had a profound effect on her work and ultimately her life.
So not only she paved her way to be one of the best women scientists, thank you. And not only ultimately he changed his whole entire life. What did he say? What did she say? Back to you, Jiarong.
Be less curious about people and more curious about ideas.
I only quite agree with what she say. Maybe Jiarong, this is the code that we're going to use in 2023 during our lesson. So you see, Jiarong, I quite disagree with her because at her time, maybe it is true, but at your generation, it's not 100% true. You must be curious about people and curious about ideas. Agree, not Jiarong? Because you see, you want to know how come your friends are in the class, Ziwei. Your friend in the class sometimes can see in the class, don't pay attention, sleeping, 做白日梦, building castle in the air. But at the end of the day, he can pass very well. You say, 你怎么做到的呢？他说我家里有补习老师，我家里我妈妈爸爸给我很多exercise worksheet do 老师讲的课很 boring， 因为我什么都知道了 ，which is not wrong. Okay, nothing wrong. But then you see, then you say, oh, that means this is special for that student A. Maybe student B is he got a lot of tuition, but he cannot absorb, but he's paying attention in class. So now it's your choice, Zihui, Jiarong, whether you want to pay attention in class or not pay attention in class, or want to spend more time to do the effectiveness and efficiency at home to do your study or plan your stuff or doing it. It's your choice. So you see, this Mary has been doing all the research. I believe it's during his research and chemistry lab, she had failed many times. But through the failure is a very one step closer to success. Back to you. May I have Zhen Yue? I love this guy, man. Leonardo da Vinci. Da Vinci, come on.
An inventor, painter, sculptor, scientist, architect, mathematician, anatomist, writer, and engineer. Considered to be one of the best talented painters of all time. His sketches, notes, and scientific diagrams shows his forward-thinking mentality with inventions for flight, musical instruments, and mechanical engineering. Learning never exhausts the mind.
I totally agree. That's why I like him. He's a multitasker. He can be so many things, and yet one of his famous painting, you should know, right? If I'm not mistaken, was it The Last Supper? Was it by him? Jiraiya, I can't remember. Is it by Leonardo or who? Is it from Leonardo da Vinci? If someone got the time, can you Google it and type, is it from him? The Last Supper. You know what's the Last Supper now? Zihui. The Last Supper is when Jesus had the Last Supper with his 12 disciples before he was being crucified on the cross. Yeah. So that's called the Last Supper. And then Mona Lisa, was it drawn by him? Is it Leonardo da Vinci? Yeah. Hey, famous. You realize if you look at Mona Lisa, her eye is like following you like that, no? Hey, excuse me, last time got no WhatsApp, got no Photoshop, no paintbrush, no. He literally used his hand to draw and then 画得栩栩如生, no. Very lively, right? Very impressive and expressive, right? 为什么古代的人可以做到 without so little of technology and yet can be the best? And now we have all the technology and we can't be so good, eh? Maybe yes, maybe I'm wrong, but how is it? It's not easy. Next, Confucians. May I read this? Okay, Confucius 就是孔子，对吗？His philosophical teachings called Confucianism emphasize persons and governmental morality, correctness of social relationship, just kindness, and sincerity. Confucianism was part of the Chinese social fabrics. Write down, social fabric and way of life. Please write down this word, social fabric. Very important because you will use it in your social study in Set 3 as well as social and your history in Set 2. Confirm later on in your history textbook. To Confucians, everyday life was the arena of religions. Arena means, it's like supermarket. You have different types of religions, but why do you think Confucianism is also like one of the religions? Its followers competed successfully with many other schools during the 100 schools talks era. Era 就是那个 generation, only to be suppressed in favor of the legacies during the Qing dynasty, the last dynasty in China. Tang, Song, Ye, Ming, Qing. Following the victories of Han over Chu after the collapse of Qing, was it the Qing dynasty, right? Or the other one? Oh, sorry. I think the Qing is not the last Qing. It's the 7th dynasty. Sorry. The one is Qing is the last dynasty of China. This is Qing, not Qing. Okay, Confucius thoughts received official sanctions in the new government. Said, whatever his teachings is means stop. So sorry, Si An and Zhen Yue. I never support communism, and I know China is a communist country, right? which is not, yes, it's a communist country, we should know that. But it's a bit of modification of communists compared to maybe in Cuba or in Vietnam, or even last time the Russia. But communism's certain ideology we cannot accept, for they cannot accept it. That's how it works. All right. So during the Tang Cao and the Song Cao dynasty, Confucianism developed in the system known it as the West as the New Confucianisms, and later as New Confucianism. So you see, why I mention Confucianism is the man who asks a question is a fool for a minute. The man who does not ask is a fool for life. So Zheng Yue, Zihui, Si An, Jia Rong, Jiraiya, and Xing Ye and Zichen, no question is a stupid question. If you don't ask the questions, you will be stupid for the rest of your life. Because this question will be keep you in the day until the day you die in the coffin. Right? Seriously. You might find it very funny, things like that. But sometimes you need to open up and ask. It might be very, very sensitive, like no, the LGBT. You know it's LGBT, right? And recently about 377A, right? They took away the 377A, right? Okay, the gay, all these things. Is it sensitive? Is it I know Zheng Yue, recently Hua Zhong got this counselor, right? Was talking about this, you know, right? It was being thrown out from the things. These are things are very sensitive. But if you ask wrongly, of course, you'll get yourself into trouble. So you must ask intelligent questions. Okay, not a stupid questions. I'm not saying no question is stupid, but ask a question that you think is relevant. All right. Next, before I continue Beethoven's, let me put it this very clear. You have to ask questions, but before you ask a question, think 3 times whether this question is it relevant to ask to certain people. True or not? Correct. You don't tell the Malay, hey, 你们没有吃猪肉啊? It's very insensitive, right? You already know the answer. The Malay cannot eat 猪肉，对吗？哎，你们有没有吃肉干啊？马来人很好吃，我们过年吃肉干，我送一盒肉干给你，要不要？ Hari Raya. You're asking for trouble, right? 对吗 Jiraiya and Zihui, 对不对？Xing Yue, 对不对？ Right? So be careful. Beethoven, may I have some?
Beethoven remains one of the most admired composers in the history of Western music. His works rank amongst the most performed of the classical music repertoire. The one thing everyone knows, or thinks they know, about Ludwig van Beethoven is that he composed some of music's greatest masterpieces while completely deaf. According to a leading Beethoven expert, the composer still had hearing in his left ear until shortly before his death in 1827.
Very disappointed for me. I was looking for some quote from Beethoven. So before I was making this slide last year, 2 years ago, I haven't find a right quote from Beethoven's. By right, every famous person must have a quote, a motivation quote, a motivating quote to share. I'm yet to look for Beethoven. So I love music, Sian, and you know, you and I, we play trombone, right? Right. One of my favorite pieces Ought to Join. I think it's by Beethoven, right? Correct me, right? And you know that for him to have deaf and to come up with this idea is genius, no? And we are still talking about that was in 18th century or 19th century, 300 years ago. People already so intelligent, and now we should be much better. So don't let creativity to stop you guys, to stop you totally. So think like a freak. Right? Jia Rong, your turn. Song Qilin. One of my favorite, because not because Jia Rong, because his surname and my surname is Xing Song. That's one thing. But I'm very proud of this Song Jia 三姐妹. You know, right? 孙中山的老婆对吗？还有蒋世改的老婆。So they are actually the model of China. Let's go, Jia Rong.
Song Qingming received an international education, first from Shanghai's MC Tire.
Kara?
School for Girls and later at
Wesleyan
Wesleyan
College in the United States.
College in the United States. This education would prove to be invaluable to her later in life, as she would eventually become the de facto head
De
of
facto head, that means is the head, the chairperson. De facto head of state.
state of the People's Republic of China. Her rise to political
Prominence, political prominence.
prominence began with her marriage to Sun Yat. Then
Yeah, it's
often,
in Chinese we call Sun Zhongshan.
often referred to as the father of modern China. She was
Posthumously
posthumously named an
honorary president of the People's Republic of China.
honorary president of the People's Republic of China.
Wow, for a country like China 是重男轻女的哦，智慧、治安 and 正月 right？以前在500年前是 before this modern China， during the 5 dynasties 都是重男轻女对吗？智慧。But it's only after Mao Zedong come in and later Sun Zhongshan, then they allowed the woman's power, which is supposed to be like that. 没有女孩子哪里有孩子？没有母亲哪里有孩子？ Until today's world, they are still 重男轻女, especially some countries, most of the countries. You mean the women are useless, man? No one. The women, look at the power. Of course, you can take back like Wu Zetian is one of them. Cleopatra in Egypt, right? They are all famous people. But then again, why am I bringing Song Qiling in? Because you see, don't put because my same surname with me, yeah. Because these ladies has not only transformed China, but it gives a voice. You see, the voice of China for women in China, in fact, to the world that women can do a great jobs like men. Because Jia Rong, if this Song Qiling don't think like a freak, don't think beyond that. Oh, if she were to think, oh, I'm just a woman, I will just listen to my husband, I will just do as a housewife, I don't do this. After all my study, it's just that my father want to make me more educated. Okay, I just shut up and be a good wife. No, she didn't. She helped her husband to do all the things. So Zihui, Zichen, and Jia Rong, next time your husband is doing a business or anything, you will be the second right-hand man to help him. Or vice versa. Zihui, Jia Rong, or Zichen, maybe you are the 老板, your husband might be helping you, right? Or maybe your husband might be taking care of the children and you are the forefront of the CEO of the company. Nothing wrong. The time has changed. It's called paradigm shift. So you realize these are all the people that I like to mention. The list is endless. There are lots of famous people, but why I choose these 10 people here is, to me, it's very impactful in my life. Now, this one is very important. It will be found in my guidebook. Some of you will have my books, you know. So how to think creative and think like a freak. Here is the brainstorm. Now, look here. This is another homework. Look here very carefully. Jiraiya, you have my books for many years already. So this is the time, if you have, you can look at my book at the last few pages. There are 10 heads. Zihui, Zichen, Zhengyue, and Si'an, Xingyuan, Jia Rong. In the Google, you will type thinking head. If you don't believe me, you type thinking head. There's only 6 to 7 thinking head. But I came out 3 new heads. Total, I make it 10 heads. So if they ask you, Zihui, please put on your thinking hat, 就是去想. Now, different colors got different reason. I only talk about 3 hats here, the white, red, and black. The rest I will not be talking. If not, I tell you, 5 lessons also not enough, to be honest. But I'll do my best. So the 10 hats represent. Zihui, can you read to the class, please?
Pen, air, kit, box, pot.
No, here. The 10 hats represent.
Oh.
Yeah. It's okay.
The 10 heads represent 10 modes of thinking and are directions to think rather than labels for thinking. That is, the heads are used proactively rather than reactively. Creative thinking is to allow both the right brain and the left brain to coordinate. This is to help students to have
connective ideas.
connective ideas and
That means, sorry to interrupt you, Ziwei. The connective idea means your right brain and your left brain work together as a whole brain. That means you're using your whole brain. So your left brain is like creative, your right brain is a logical thinking. There's no such thing. Ziwei, now you talk to me, you're using your right brain or left brain. You see, of course, use my whole brain. Correct. But in there is this every year in United States. All the specialists in brain will sit down in a conference to talk about brains. Seriously. To talk about how got brain tumor, brain cancer, brain, how the brain think, which part of the brain is more powerful, all these things. Every year without fear, I heard, unless they change recently for COVID. So there's no, to me, there's no such thing as I'm using my left brain to be thinking. You can tell me, Ziwei, can you tell me now I'm using my left brain? I'm using my right brain. I'm using my front brain, I'm using my back brain. No, it's a whole brain. So if anyone tell you, Jiarong, Si-an, Zheng-Yue, Zichen, or Jiraiya, or Xingyan, if people say I'm using my left brain to thinking, yeah, very funny, yeah, I'm using my left eye to look at you. Left eye, but I close my right eye. But your brain cannot close, Xingyan, correct? No? Okay, there are some, if you look at some book, if you go to the library, you say, think like the right brain. Huh? Then why my left brain 死掉啊？中stroke啊？ Okay, I disagree to some books. So you see now the purpose of coming to this boot camp or in my lesson, you must have your own ideas and own choice of words and own thinkings. Carry on.
and fully develop their brain cells. The method is to promote fuller input for the person to think better and perform better.
So thank you. It's called holistic. It's called HATS. Okay, that's why I call HATS. Holistic, that means the overall thinking, which I will be doing it, Jiarong, Xingyan, and Jiraiya. Holistic thinking. And then once you have a holistic thinking, you need to analyze. And it's also very helpful, Si-an and Zheng-Yue, for your IP subjects, okay? Why when you have a passage, you need to break down into paragraph, you like 一块猪肉你要切成很多块，对吗？有些是做铁板豆腐啦，红烧猪肉or 扣梅猪肉 or 小笼包 right? Things like that. Then you have to think how to make these dishes 那个排骨丸还是小笼包 into very nice presentation thing. And this is where your skills. 一个10几年的厨师跟一个刚刚出道的厨师 of course Si-an, Zheng-Yue, is understood that the 10几年厨师 right is better, right? Correct now. Their taste, the way they cooking, because it's their skill, 对吗？煮到滚瓜烂熟，熟能生巧，这句话真的很有意思，思远对吗？ Right. So same thing, what? Honestly, Si-yan, next time if your son want to have tuition, will you want to have just a teacher who come graduate from MOE, or you want a teacher that have 30 years in teaching? Of course, if you want to choose a 30-year Si-yan, you have to pay more, correct now, because of the skill and thinking, 对吗? For a new teacher who come in, yeah, he will, because he's still new with the skill, so you charge you cheaper, 对不对? Correct, well, it's the same thing when next 2 years when you go to work part-time, people only pay you 1 hour $10. But after you work for many months, and then your 1 hour will be $200. It's the same thing. There's no shortcut in study in line one. If anyone tell you shortcut, that means it's illegal already, 对吗，Si-yan？就是叫你卖白粉了咯，就是去杀人放火了。Okay? This one, this hat is very important, Jiraiya. Seriously. One day we are free and come to my house, we can play all these games. We'll have different colors. You don't believe, last year I got all my students do the presentation of the hat. It was so beautiful. The 10 hat system. May I have who else? Si-yan.
The 10-head system encourages performance rather than ego defense. People can contribute under any head even though they initially support the opposite view.
Please stop. Why I say ego defense? Look at these 10 heads here again. You realize different colors. Sorry, I will ask the guy, Zheng-Yue, Si-an, Jiraiya, and Xingyan, you all are not colorblind, Okay, this one is green color, you know, green, Is this green? Then what color do you think? Si-yan, Si-an. This is green, no? Then green.
It's green.
It's green there. Be careful, because why I asked the guy, because mostly the guys are colorblind, not say good, not possible. Usually under the research and statistic, guys have more colorblind than girl. So this is green, this is pink. So I wrote down this is the best. This golden hat is the best out of all the hat, in my opinion. So these three hats I came up. This one, I think this three. Okay, the rest you can find in your internet, trust me. And it's very, very useful. Sian and Zhen Yue. It's very useful for your IP, even your university. That doesn't mean Sian is not important. It's in fact important for all. Let's go. The key point.
The key point is that a head is a direction to think rather than a label of thinking. The key
Theoretical.
theoretical reasons to use the 10 thinking heads are to encourage parallel thinking, encourage full spectrum thinking, separate an ego from performance.
Thank you. So simultaneous reflections, that means you think two-way. Then the head also have 360 degrees to think in different angles. The question is why versus how. Why means the reason, write down, and how is the method. Okay, here. Carry on.
There are 10 metaphorical heads.
Metaphorical heads, yeah.
Metaphorical heads, and the thinker can put on or take off one of these heads to indicate the type of thinking being used. This putting on and taking off is essential. The heads must never be used to categorize individuals, even though their behavior may seem to invite this. When done in a group, everybody should wear the same hat at the same time.
Exactly, children. Next year, you got history investigation and geography investigation or English group work. So, guys, this is where, see, you can tell whether your group are putting on the same thinking hat, the same color with you. Can you imagine if your group got different colors and you are actually red? So what does red stand for? If you look at my books, red's got a reason for that. So imagine you got two, let's say your group of you got 6 students, plus you 6. And the other 3 is, 2 of them is blue, yellow, 1 of them is blue, 1 of them is pink, then good luck to you. Which doesn't mean not good, it's good luck to you. That means you have a lot of ideas. You are having a different color set. Okay, but then you must have come to a conclusion that all of you must think alike. So white hat, ready? What is the first hat? The white hat thinking, the core, which is one of the main reasons. The white hat is like, white is primary color, right? You put any color on the white, you will turn to different color. So that's why the white hat. So, okay, may I have Jiraiya, please? This cover.
This cover facts, figure, information, needs, and gaps. I think we need some white hat thinking at this point. Means let's drop the argument and proposal and look at the database.
So you see, when you are discussing with your classmate or Jiraiya, hey, I think Jiraiya do this. No, I think Jiraiya will do scan. No, I think Jiraiya will do PowerPoint. So you will say, okay, let's put one side. What shall we do for this presentation? Okay, may I have a vote? So people vote, then you decide. Okay, so we decide to do PowerPoint. Okay, let's move on. So here is a problem. Let's go.
So here is a problem. Pollution is man-made. Is this affect figure and information needs with the gaps?
So pollution. So it's a fact, right? It's a core, right? But who create pollution? What caused pollution?
Then what methods are you going to use to solve this issue? Due to technology, due to trade, or due to transport?
Is it because you see everyone going to World Cup? Sure, got a lot of airplanes flying here and there, a lot of technology have to burn the fossil fuels to start all the computers, the lightings, and then people got to do trading to buy food, to burn the charcoal or whatever. Does it really, this is the way, that is the main, it's a fact, right? It's a fact that you need to do it because it's part of the World Cup. Everyone have to come and see. Even you don't need to go to Qatar at your home. You turn on your TV, you take a car or bus to visit your friend's house to watch the game, or you walk to the nearest community center to watch a game and they turn on the electricity? It's really that effect, right? How do I know? Last one.
How are you satisfied with the results? The world needs a clean, green, and sustainable environment.
So children, when you're doing geography, may I suggest you can use this hat. So different people will come, different ideas. Say, come, let's put on, then you don't need to tell your friends, no? You don't need to tell, let's put on our white hat thinking. You say, you told me. Inside, you can say, okay, let's put on my white hat thinking, and I'll tell my group, let's not go beyond that. So what is our problem here? Our geography issue, what we want to talk about, pollution, right? Then can we list out the fact of things that cause pollution now? Okay, you list out already, right? So how do we know these are the things that cause pollution? Get it now? 不用 like 太极占上风 ding dong here, end up you cannot complete your projects. This is very important, especially your parents will know during your board meeting in a company when they need to make a decision very critical. Now you get it, huh? Especially the last 1 month of your exam, you better put on your white hat thinking. It's already fact. Okay, yesterday, 2 days ago, when I visited my parents-in-law house, my brother-in-law told me my nephew last 4 hours burn midnight oil just to study the bio for O-level, 4 hours non-stop. Not very good, to be honest. 临时抱佛脚. Read hat thinking, son.
This covers intuition, feelings, and emotion. The red hat allows the thinker to put forward an intuition without any need to justify it. Putting on my red hat, I think this is a terrible proposal. Usually feelings and intuition can only be introduced into a discussion if they are supported by logic. Usually the feeling is genuine, but the logic is spurious. The red hat gives full permission to a thinker to put forward his or her feelings on the subject at the moment.
I tell you, if your group got all the thinking hat, good luck to you. You will never complete a project. True now. 公说公有理，婆说婆有理. Everyone know, I think we should do this, do that. Then in your head already, you know, oh my goodness, everybody is putting a red hat. Nobody is putting a white hat to discuss. How do I know? Let's go. So here is a problem.
Is it better to be late or just to complete a task and hand in at the last minute?
Exactly. Imagine your teammate, and everyone delete, then last minute, next week is the deadline to hand in a project. Everyone say, hey, come. Let's have a meeting. Let's have a discussion. Let's do the project. This is called 临时抱佛脚. Then, what method are you going to solve this problem?
Stress, laziness, lack of motivation.
Exactly. So all of you listen. So with this hat, you will know next year, if your teacher were to put you in a group, you will start to know who is having a thinking hat. What kind of color is he putting on? Oh, Jiarong, are you there? Can, okay. Jiraiya, you know, Xian, you know already, Okay, next. How are you satisfied with the result?
You are angry and frustrated of yourself for lack of planning and not able to meet the deadline. You decide to let your emotion and feeling to do the thinking.
This is only especially true for you, if you last minute you don't want to pay attention in class, don't want to do your homework, did not do well for your test, then last minute you know that if this exam is not going to give you the grade, sayonara. So you are very angry yourself, no point already, Okay, I'm just giving an example, no point already to put on the rethinking hat already. You have to use other hat to put on thinking already. The more you're angry, the more you're frustrated, you cannot do a lot of things. 对吗, Siyan? 对吗, Jiarong? No point crying over spilled milk. Agree, Zhenye? Zichen, right? No point already. It's already done. You cannot undone. The black hat thinking. May I, Zhenye?
This is a hat of judgment and caution. It is the most valuable hat. It is not, in any sense, an inferior or negative hat. The black hat is used to point out why a suggestion does not fit the facts, the available experience, the system in use, or the policy that is being followed. The black hat must always be logical, acceptable, feasible, reliable, and most important of all, be visible.
Yes. So when your group of Zhen Yue, they all okay, have some red hat, then Zhen Yue, you start to clear the red hat into white hat already. So everyone come into the point, they agree that they should do this project called pollution. Now then you have put on your black thinking hat. Okay, everyone agree that we're going to do this, no argument. Don't get angry. All right, so we are going to look into it. What shall we do to make this project a success? So here is the problem, back to you.
While you are given a project and you realize that your project is not up to your teacher's expectations, your deadline is just around the corner, you decide to redo it and make it better.
Get it now? Because of your group this year, set 1, I believe you do HI and GI. Because of your group, some members are freeloaders, don't care, heck care attitude, poor behavior, poor characters, or you are lucky enough that ABC, they are all are good character, then you will be considered a black hat already. Everyone are doing the right things. There's no such thing at last minute because they are putting on the white hat and the black hat without the red hat. Back to you, then. What method are we going to use to solve this problem?
Due to will this really work? Will it fail? What happens if I can't do your black?
Exactly. So the same thing goes to your exam. In August, in July next year. Your exam is in September. Do you think you will work with the 2 months or time frames? Are you able to complete whatever you have learned for the past 8 months of your study in Set 2 to make you to go for triple science, double pure science, or combined science, or what kind of subject that you want for your passion to study? And Set 3 is where you're going to lead you to your future career path. It may not be 100%, but it's already 50%. So what happened? That's where your black hat is very important. You know what black hat means? That means you shut down of all the nonsense. Listen now, you shut down all the nonsense and you really sit down and think what you want for your life. That means you shut down already, you're concentrating. You know why? Last one, Zhen Yue.
You are looking at the potentially negative outcomes of the decision. You are thinking, will it also make your solutions more resilient and effective? Because you have run them through grueling work to ensure your project got an A grade.
Yes. This is the time you are worried whether you got A or F grade, or A1 or F9 or C6. Remember the climb model yesterday we have, right? You're climbing up. This is where, okay, this is just to give you a quick one. That's a 3 hat. So do you agree creative thinking is important? Yes, it is important. Okay, you can watch this YouTube at your free time. I'm not going to do that because it's quite long if I'm not mistaken. So this is a very important one. I told you before, right? Yesterday, we remember the Peter Pan. What is the evidence to support, okay, all this one? Let's go to this one here. Now, there are 4 of them. So I can't use this because it's, okay, here. So you realize the one yellow. You see, remember, go back to this one. For the IP student, I'm not saying the Express, Zihui, Zichen, Jiraiya, Jiarong, and Xingyue, they are not important. In fact, it is also very important in your other subject, evidence, explanation, example, evaluation. Take note of this. I want to go a bit quickly here. So based on this passage here, I can detect the first one is the children are depleted. Can you all be inside your mind using your thinking hat now? Especially your black hat, not your red hat. You can use your white hat and your black hat to think. Are depleted as strong as independent? Which E do you think? Okay, is it evidence, explanation, example, evaluations? Okay, so let's look at the paragraph. The children are depleted as strong. So is it evidence? Okay, ready? In 3, 2, 1, I'm going to release the answer. You think, see whether you get correct. Here you go. So it's evidence. You see? Depict a strong independence individual with their own thought throughout a great portion of the frame. That's evidence. It depicts a strong. So the whole things about this picture, Peter Pan, is to show the evidence that these four pictures here show a very strong and independent character. That's evidence from the whole entire movie. Good. So here, the green one, I'm referring to the green one. This one is referring to the green one. Okay, so however, there are numerous examples. Okay, so with the example of interpolations during which the children fight against and confront the interpolation of, is this will be definitely example, right? For example here. So this one, I will explain how Peter Pan is a movie with both interpolations and agency. So the word explain clearly tells you is explain. All right, so here we will move on to the one highlighted in pink. In the end, Wendy, her brothers, and the lost boys all end up home with parents. However, Peter Pan still refuses to give up his childhood fantasy and flies away forever. How do we know what is this? Evaluate. You see, he evaluated himself. Well done. Finally, I made everyone have a family. No more orphanage, 没有孤儿了。可是 Peter Pan 他还是不要，他还是觉得自由自在，独来独往 ，no go free and easy. No need to stay on with a family. I feel I've been like that for the rest of my life so far. So good. So I evaluate myself. I think, yeah, it's for me to continue. Get it now? This is just an example here to show you that by using the 4E, especially for IP student, it is very important. So take note, Si An and Chen Yue. Of course, Zi Wei and Zi Chen and the rest of you, please take note. It will definitely help you in your history as well. So history got different methods, and one of the methods is here, okay? Just like why Japanese want to attack Singapore. Example, because they got rubber and tin. Explain why Japanese want to attack Singapore, because it's a British colonies power. If I were to attack Singapore, I can use Singapore as a hub, as a docking space. That means I allow my ship to pass through. I have an air base, so my aeroplane will fly to India or to Myanmar easier to attack the British. So I'm evaluating the ground. Okay, the ground, that means the situations. Why? Because evidence. Why evidence? Because Sir Stamford Raffles found Singapore at that time because Singapore is a good natural deep harbor. That's the as of evidence. Why Sir Stamford Raffles signed the treaty with Sultan of Johor. Okay, so you can see until today, why is it evidence that Singaporeans are, Singapore are getting good in what sense? Example, we have education hub, we have got banking hub, we got financial hub, we got scientific hub, and explain why all this hub is useful because of people investment, involvement, and innovative. And this evaluate your parents to bring you here to come to Singapore and study to have a future. And because of all this evidence prove that Singapore is a place that is safe and sound. Get it now? It makes sense, right? In the real world, for yourself, leaders. So this is guys, I think it's nothing new to Jiraiya, Xing Yan, and Jia Rong, right? So one way of doing the editing is to cut every 3 words, but if there's a comma, Zi Hui and Zi Chen, if you are watching this video, usually I'll use every 3 words to cut it. Okay, take a look at Zi Hui. Once I send this lesson plan today, please take a look at how this method, please, if you want print it out for Si An and Zhen Yue, I'm not sure you all have editing. I think no, for Zhen Yue may not have, Si An maybe yes, I'm not sure. This editing is to help you to detect your GPS, your grammar, your preposition, and your structure of English. Right, Zi Hui, I don't think your teacher share you this. Okay, definitely no. So this is my methods. Well, to be honest, Zi Hui, 50%, like Jiraiya may not like this method, right? Jiraiya, correct me if wrong. Initially, he used this method. Then later, he know how to use it. So it's not 100% that all students must follow this method. But it's my duty and my responsibility to share my method to all my students. I leave it to you how you use it. Usually, out of these 10 editing, sure got grammar and preposition. Now, what is preposition? Preposition stand for in, under, on top, above, opposite, near, beside. That's called prepositions. So they like to test you this. Okay, so wait, take note. So there's a little exercise here. Definitely, we have no time, maybe tomorrow. You can do it at your own pace. So say every 3 words, you cut every 3 of bacteria in the human body. So what you need to do is you can print it out. Where is mine? Is it here, drawer? Okay, so you can actually cut 1, 2, 3, draw. 3 words, huh? Every 3, full stop, 3 words. So 1, 2, 3. So this one is next time already. 1, 2, 3, cut. 1, 2, 3, cut. 1, 2, 3, cut. So when you see there's a comma here, you straight away cut already. Whether comma, full stop, exclamation mark, or question mark, you cut. Okay, so here you see another comma, right? You cut. You don't care 3 words already. So this one is 1, 2, 3, 3 words. Then you cut here. So from here itself, you can check whether is there any grammar, is there any preposition or structures. Of course, Jiraiya and Jia Rong and Xing Yuan, we can use to for who is not in now. All here in. Okay, sorry. So you can see how you can use to explain evidence, example, all here. Don't believe? It's here, okay? I don't look at the answer if you don't mind. So this is all are inside here already. So this one also can use in your editing. So Jiraiya and Jia Rong and Xing Yuan, this is the first time you see that. So this 4E also can be put in here. Okay. I hope you don't see the answer first. So this is another one, especially for all of you here, Zichen also. That's where your 8W and 1H. Zihui, your school teach you only 5W and 1H, right? Zihan also, right? Zihan, 5W and 1H, right? Zhengyue also 5W and 1H, right? Zhengyue. Okay, please throw away your 5W and 1H. No more already. Please, for goodness sake, follow this 9 invisible friend. Trust me, you will be much better than your 5W and 1H. You will not see this in anywhere, in my opinion. This is what I came out in 2014 until now. Coming 8 years already. You will never go wrong because I've been helping a lot of my Set 4 students graduate using this method, as well as Jia Rong and Jiraiya and Xing Yuan. You will know. So you see from here itself, please, I won't want to go one by one to you okay. Zihui and Zian and Ziyue. Okay, just look at this, you read through. Like see, all these here you can put here, you see. You can read through. Zihui, that will be very important for your paper 1 situation writing 这个很重要很重要的 O level confirm 会出其中一个 This year O level came out formal letter, if I'm not mistaken. So you see, so for the next 3 years, set 2, set 3, set 4, you have a honeymoon period to know all these things. So there's no excuse by the time you set 4, you don't know. Even you don't want to continue my tuition for whatever reason, please do not forget this one, please, okay? Next, then you see here. So Zihui and Zichen, okay, I don't call Xing Yuan, Jiraiya and Jia Rong. Next year you'll be continue to know all these things. So if those students will not continue whatever after the boot camp, take note of all these things. Print it out, put it somewhere. Please do not bring to school, because all these will be tested 100% confirmed in your O level or even your IP. IP may not, sorry, depends. But in the refractions, maybe in refractions essay. Okay. So this is one of them, okay, using rough. Okay, Jiraiya, Jia Rong, and Xing Yuan will know what is rough stand for. The role of the person who write the letter, the audience, which is you are going to write to the person, the format, which is here. Yeah, you see? Zihui, these are all the format here. So you must know whether which type of format. If you use the wrong format, sorry, your marks will be deducted. So what type of tone? Then the tone here, welcoming. Okay, this is the tone. Then the situation, this is a situation here. Okay, so I call the rough. Okay, so this one is for essay for O and N level students. Now, in your O level, there will be 4 questions. For IP student, depends. Until set 4, you may not have this format. I believe set 2, set 3, you still maybe have this kind of format. But when it comes to set 4, because you're IP, you don't take O level, you go straight to A level. So this might not be applicable in set 4. There are some will still continue this method. There are some 4 questions or 2 questions. So whichever type of questions is always here based on this one. Is it a narrative, descriptive, expository, discursive? Of course, for Jia Rong, Jiraiya, and Xing Yuan, we will discuss more in 2023 using all this method as usual, right? This handwriting very nice, Jia Rong. That's the one of Zihui. I told you, right? Remember the mommy who the auntie who died of cancer, then she cut herself. Remember? Nice of her handwriting, very nice, right? It's written by her, I'm seriously, not me, my handwriting like shit, like me, like that, my head like that. So okay, so look at this one here. We got story 1, 2, and 3. So usually we'll use 3 examples to choose one. So we in Chinese we call 举一反三, think twice, 3 times. So we have always used 3 examples. So same to you, Jia Rong and Joriah and Xingyuan. Next year we also doing this. We must have 3 examples. So we will discuss more in the group during our Zoom tuition. So we'll break into 3 groups. So each one come out a story, then we compare. So you guys have more ideas when it comes to exam. And not just for your set 2, Xingyuan and Jia Rong and Joriah, it will help you in later on in your set 3 and set 4. Confirm. Okay. So that's all for day 2, right? So yeah, that's the homework. You saw this one. This one is very important. Okay, it's proven to you. And of course, if you are free, please don't look at the answer for this one here. So do your own. Use the method I told you, cut 3, and check whether is it due to grammar, repetition, and structure. So this is a very good example. Please print it out. Has been using it for many, many years. Joriah, your sister Joy has been using this. Okay? Jia Rong, your brother Jia Ling has been using this. Trust me. Okay? And Joriah, your 2 cousin, right? What is their name? Your 2 表姐, Joriah, right? Also have been using this method before. Okay? Joriah can be my evidence to the rest of you. Okay? So, Zichen, if you are listening, hope that you can go through the video about the way how the Kobayashi add the sausage and the bun and how he planned before the whole competitions. So, lower hand. Why did I lower my hand? Okay. So tomorrow, day 3, right? Day 3, we'll be talking about what is SOPTL. Okay, this one is very important. This is where we will help you to identify what is your strength and weakness. Sorry, there's a bee flying in front of me. I'm very scared of bee, I'm sorry. Because I got stung by hornet before. When I was in the army, I was stung by a black hornet twice. So I got phobia in bees. Okay, anyway, tomorrow is important to do a test on yourself, whether which area are good in so that you can prepare for your set 2 exam. Okay? Right, so I'm going to